Although mortgage rates are at their lowest levels since June, we aren't seeing buyers biting. So why is that? Are rates just not low enough yet? Well, as you can see, this is a national report, and it's important to remember that real estate is hyper local. Every city behaves a little bit differently, and Phoenix is no exception. And here in Phoenix, we are lucky. We have an unfair advantage. It gives us an indication of where things are heading in our market, and I'll tell you, it's saying something a little bit different. So stay tuned because I'm going to be going through that at the end. So what happened in the economy this week? Well, we got the PCE information, which is the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, and it came in lower than expected. It came in at 3.2% for the month of November. The expectations were about 3.3%. Now, this new reading is giving us some hope that the Fed is going to continue their dovish tone and actually cut rates in 2024. So with the latest positive news in the economy, in the markets, mortgage rates have been reacting very favorably, have gone down quite a bit and hung out there last week. We're still at the lowest level since June. And with the holidays taking place, it's likely that we'll see rates continue to stay in this area until we're back to business as usual in the new year. Whether rates stay there, go down, or up, I don't know, but at least for now, I think we're hanging out in the range that we've been in lately. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Now is a really good time to buy a house if you're ready. I actually had a client purchase last December. We did their inspection on Christmas Eve, so I remember it very clearly, but I have yet to see another house in their neighborhood sell for a lower price than what they bought their house for. And I really think this came down to the fact that the competition out there was so much less during this time of year than it would have been at another time. So take that for what it's worth, but remember, only buy if you are ready to jump in. As a side, I recently did a video about the worst and most expensive days of the year to buy a house, so check that out in the description. It's linked there if you're interested. So what's this unfair advantage that Phoenix has? First, before I get there, make sure to hit the like button and share this video with someone who would find it helpful. For any of you following me for some time, you know that I am a big fan of the Cromford Report. And of course, this is our secret weapon, and I'll tell you why. Cromford Report has the Cromford Market Index, and this truly is a predictor of future price appreciation. They've been looking at this since 2001, and you can see the historical trend going through all the way to 2023. The black line is the Cromford Market Index, the blue bars are price appreciation, and the green is the rate of inflation. So looking at this trend, you can see the black line, or the CMI, moves first, and then you see the blue bars, which is price appreciation, follow that same trend. It follows probably about 2 to 3 months after the CMI makes a movement. So this is why I cover the CMI every week, because I really think it's the best indicator of where we're headed in the Phoenix market. And this is proprietary information to the Cromford Report. No other city has this, so I consider us very, very lucky here in Phoenix to be able to look at this indicator on a weekly basis and have a good idea of where we're heading. So with that said, let's take a look at where we're at, and you'll notice we've actually gone up since last week. Now, not by much. Last week was 104 point something, but this is the first time we're seeing this trend move in a different direction. Now, the way to read this, anywhere between 90 to 110 is considered a balanced market. So we are in a balanced market, but we've been coming out of a seller's market into this balanced market and headed in a direction of a buyer's market most recently. And now we're seeing that trend stop and actually reverse and recover back towards a seller's market. Now, the demand index, this is read as 32% below normal. And for supply, we're about 35% below normal. Both of these factors have kind of leveled off, not made too much change over the last few weeks, which is why our overall index has been hanging out in this balanced range with not a ton of movement. Until this week, where we went in a different direction. As we look at every city throughout the Phoenix area, you'll notice there are a few more green arrows this week. The first couple weeks that we saw green, there was only 1 or 2 green arrows for a couple cities on here. And then last week, I think we saw maybe 3. Now we're up to 6 green arrows. So we are definitely seeing this trend change. Now, what does this mean? A green upwards arrow means that the seller gained an advantage in that city, and a red downward arrow means that the seller lost an advantage in that city. therefore a better opportunity for buyers in that city. Now, the average change month over month for all of these cities is about -3% this week, and last week we were looking at -6.7%. So there's been a slower decline this week as compared to last week, and prior to that it was about -9%, somewhere in there. So we have definitely seen a slower decline week over week, which is allowing us to hang out in this balanced area and eventually start to trend in the opposite direction, which seems like we're seeing the start of that right now. So even though the national news is saying that we aren't seeing a big impact with these lower mortgage rates, I think in Phoenix, we might be seeing the beginning of this reversal trend. We definitely need a few more weeks of data going in this direction before I feel comfortable saying that for sure, but so far, this is a good indication that things might be turning around. Homeowners, if you are curious about your home value going into the new year, check out the description below. I have a link for an instant home valuation. And as you prepare for your 2024 real estate plans, make sure to check out this video with expert market predictions.